Triggers. We all have these triggers that affect us in our life. But the thing is, do we realize how one trigger can actually affect our frequency and our whole life? I'm Susan Kennard. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share it with whoever you think will help. So, what is this all about? I've been in the trade of helping people with trauma for 25 years now. And in those 25 years, what I've understood is that being a spiritual scientist, I'm looking at the science aspect of our physical body, our mind, the psychology of everything. But I'm also looking at the spiritual side. When I look at the spiritual side, I'm looking at frequency. So when we are trying to create, we're trying to attract, we're trying to change our life in any way, we have to change our frequency. But our frequency gets changed when we shift our consciousness and our unconsciousness. And the unconsciousness is the part of the trigger. So if you imagine something happens to you and it creates a shock or something that was unexpected, then what happens is it actually creates a frequency within you of lack. Okay. So if that shock, let's just say that shock was to do with a parent, maybe it was your father or your mother, then those are your first relationships. So that's your perception of a man or your perception of a woman. Okay. So then if you are a woman and you're listening to this, then it's possible that that affects your relationships with men or your relationship to your divine feminine self. And if you're a man listening to this, however, not many men do listen to my channel, but if you are a man, you're very, very welcome. And if that is a shock to do with your father or your mother, if it's your father, it could affect your ability to be successful in this world. And if it's your mother, it could affect your ability with relationships with women or men. Because what happens is you set up this frequency of lack and also resentment. So quite often, if we have this frequency of lack and resentment running in our heart field, and if you imagine that you have a field of energy and it comes from your heart space, if you are projecting that out into the world, into the universe, then as you walk about your day in your world, you are attracting that frequency. So the way that we know if our frequency is holding something like that is where we look at our relationships, we look at our money situation, we look at our physical body, and we look at our external environment. So maybe where we live or, neighbors or whatever it might be. Okay. So that's how we know about our frequency. So the question is, how do we shift that? Well, one of the ways that we can shift that is by really looking at patterns that we have attracted in our life. So here's a good example of a pattern. So a pattern could be that you always are in debt. Okay, and this is a really good one because money, the guides are very clear on this, that money is something that is available to us as an energy. And when we're aligned to our mission, money just flows easily. So we have exactly what we need and more because we're living our mission. But living our mission comes from a place of unconditional love. So where we go with that is we look at our money situation. So if your money situation is difficult at the moment, or you have a lot of debt, and I'm not really talking about a mortgage on a house, by the way. I'm talking about debt in the sense of credit card debt, bank debt, owing people money, things like that. And there's no judgment with anything I'm saying here because I've been there. I have definitely been there. I've had credit card debt. I've had student debt. I've had that. Okay. So I know how it feels to have that because it's like a millstone around your neck. But what I know about that is that that comes from frequencies of the early experiences that we've had. Okay, so those early experiences in life where we've seeded a perception of belief about ourselves. Okay, and that comes from, I can feel the guides coming in, that comes from seeing something, experience something that is a trigger to us. Okay, so this month in July, so the early part of July, I ran two incredibly powerful alchemy retreats. And if you would like those, they're going to be on my newsletter today. So it is the 22nd of July when I'm recording this. And so this will go out with my newsletter, and you can actually purchase those recordings. And I would highly recommend that. My members get that as part of their deal. They get 5 events a month as part of their deal. So if you're interested in being a Souls family member, then definitely look at my website for that, susankennard.co.uk. But if you just want to do the retreats, they are all about healing the parts of us that we haven't been able to change and alchemize. Okay. So lots around money, around relationships, around love, all sorts of stuff. So definitely go over to, definitely on my newsletter, there will be the links for you to purchase the replays. All right. So definitely look at that. And the way that you get on my newsletter is to go to my website if you're not already on my newsletter, and a box pops up and you just put your name in, your email, and then you get the newsletter sent straight to you when it comes out. And also you get a free gift. There's a box for a free gift as well, which is my video course, Awaken the Light Within. Okay, so going back to triggers. So when you have these triggers, you can look at it and you can say, oh my goodness, yeah, I have this pattern. So maybe there's never enough money in your bank account, or there's just enough, but you never feel secure with it. That would be a trigger for you. And so your work would be, your heart work would be to actually access that trigger and really feel that and release that. And so you can do a session with me, a private one-on-one session, or you can come on one of my groups, or you can do your own healing work. And I do a 5-minute frequency tune-up. And this week's 5-minute frequency tune-up is actually about releasing the blocks to abundance and money. So you definitely want to look at that, and that's on my YouTube channel. So you'll find that, that'll be out there. By the 23rd of July, you'll find that, and that's evergreen. So you can do that and actually think about, you know, that trigger and do that healing work, because it will just benefit you so much. Okay, so think about the trigger, think about where that is happening in your life, and then look at the patterns. That's your key, and watch how your life changes. I'm excited to hear how your life's changing. I'm excited to hear how you are. On Monday, just to let you know, next Monday, which will be, let me just check the date on it. It is our new moon event. Let me just check so that you know. It's our new moon event on the 25th, yeah. So on the 25th of July, it's our new moon in Leo event, all about shining your light. So you don't want to miss that. You can go onto my website and you can book a place, or you can do it on my newsletter. So that's happening. And I'm excited to say that very soon I'll be announcing my 9-week alchemy program, which takes you through 9 weeks of working with me, but also alchemizing, transmuting, and shifting your frequency in different areas of your life. There's a workbook, there's all sorts of fun with that, and you really will shift. And that starts in October, but I will be advertising that a little bit later. So much love. Look forward to seeing you very soon, and definitely pop over and do the 5-minute frequency for abundance and money. Okay, much love for now. See you soon.